Hey everybody, good morning. This is John Kovach Jr. Look, I wanted to talk about something today that I think we all can relate with. I've been to so many networking meetings over the past few years, and I was even going to conferences when I was in college, and I collected a lot of business cards. We did this really cool ritual that people love to do in business. And they think it's the most effective way to spread their name. They think it's the most incredible way to build their business. And what they do is they get this tiny little card, and the card has their name, some contact information, and it's kind of flashy. It kind of embodies who they are or what their business does, or it's supposed to make an impression. Well, let me tell you that we call this card flicking, and I learned that from a great friend of ours and a mentor. His name's Levi McPherson. But card flicking is not the way to network. And I wanted to tell you that just in the last, let's just say 6 months, I have collected cards over the last 2 or 3 years. Okay, but over the last 6 months, I've collected over 300 business cards. People just flicking them at me. Okay, and it actually doesn't sound like much since we've done a lot of networking, gone to business meetings. But what I've tried to do is I've tried to say no to business cards and say yes to, hey, let me just pick up my phone and let me put your information in. Let's start a conversation. Let's build this relationship moving forward. Hey, Allison, so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. Please answer the question in the comment section. If there's an interactive question, I'd love to know. And yeah, I'll keep going. Let me know if you have any questions about networking, because I've learned a lot and it's become part of our business. Thank you. And you said I'm a networking machine. Appreciate it. I've always been a networking machine because I love talking to people. Now, I'm actually regretting a lot of the networking decisions I've made, especially in college, because I went to conferences where there were several thousand people. And at those conferences, we did a lot of card flicking. Oh, here's my card. We give each other our cards, and that's all that we give. And as a result of all that, I have a lot of cards, and actually I wanted to show you. I have bags full of cards. You see how thick these are? I have bags full of cards. Look at that. If you see yours on the edge, it's pretty funny. But I have lots of cards, okay? Over 300 cards. It's insane to me how many cards I've collected over the last while. And I wanted to ask you guys, what should I do with those cards? I came up with a few ideas. I could build like a mansion out of them. You know how you do card stacking with your playing cards? I could do some card stacking mansions or build a fort out of them. I could burn them. That'd be really fun. I could frame them all because every one of you is precious and special to me. Or we could, I forget the third option I created, or the fourth option, but go ahead and check that out. Answer the question. But I wanted to talk a little bit about perpetual levels of value or valuable relationships. And the reason why I regret all of my networking decisions in my earlier years and just last year is because I felt like I wasn't able to give back properly. Now, the purpose of creating relationships through networking is so that you can add value to them and they can add value to you. A while back, I did a webinar where I talked about how when you share with people what your dreams are, when you share with people what you're working on, your vision boards, and you tell them what your ultimate dreams want to be, you'll find that the universe answers. You'll find that people take their network or their connections and they'll say, oh, hey, I have an option for you. Just last year, met a lady, and I told her how much I wanted to start a freshwater pearl farm, of all things. Random, I know, but you guys got to get to know me better. Okay, better networking means you got to get to a deeper level of understanding about me. Okay, but I wanted to start a freshwater pearl farm in the Philippines. And the first thing she said to me after sharing this little piece of advice with her, or sorry, this little piece of knowledge, was she said, oh, I have a connection in the Philippines who is looking to figure out what they can do with their land, and they're looking to let anyone really work on it because there's just open land. And I said, You've got to be kidding me. That's amazing. So we made some connections, got on a few phone calls, and it looks like we'll find a way to work together. But it's really, really cool how this all came to be. So the more I shared my dreams with people, the more I was able to connect and create better, more deeper, valuable relationships with each other. The other thing I'd say too is that, when she had something for me, I also had something for her. I had connections. I connected her with some great friends, people that she was looking for, and we built this great relationship. Looks like we've got Jordan Mack, Emmanuel or Manny Martinez. Good to see you. Jan, great to see you too. Zara, nice to see you. And then Molly, hey, how's it going, family? Anyways, to continue this conversation, valuable relationships come from networking, but they only come when you exchange value. Okay, when you trade business cards, and I'm going to show this to everyone who's on again. These are all the business cards that I've collected. Okay, over the last little while, there's over 300 cards just in these two bags. You see this? It's insane, and I regret, flicking cards at each other, because there is no way to build a valuable relationship just by flicking a card. Okay, but the best way to build valuable relationships is to exchange your information, to start a conversation, take immediate action. Okay, all of those things will lead to better, increased valuable relationships. Now, I shared the example of finding opportunities to work in the Philippines, where I was looking for a freshwater pearl farm. That's just one example, you guys. I got on the phone with another person just the other day, and I decided, instead of trying to sell them or trying to pitch them my products, okay, instead of getting on and just going through my agenda, it's basically the same thing I do when I take a card and I flick it at them, okay? Instead of doing all that, what I did was I just sat there and I listened. I listened and I listened, and I wanted to hear what that person had to say. And I ended up listening for almost an entire hour. My time is valuable, you guys. And I listened to this person for an entire hour. And then at the end of the call, after they had said everything they felt like they needed to say, they were like, okay, yeah, hey, John, thanks for this conversation. And I said, yeah, thank you. This was really insightful. I really appreciate it. I think you've got great business, and this is really neat. And as I was getting ready to hang up, the person said, well, wait, what do you do? How can I help you? This was amazing. And I realized that when you take the time to listen to people, it creates a level of value in their mind that will give you more, let's just say, reciprocal exchange. Okay. And I wouldn't say reciprocal is the highest level, because I've learned from one of my friends and dear mentors, Levi McPherson, that reciprocal exchanges aren't always the best level of relationships. However, it's better than transactional. It's better than card flicking. Okay. But the thing that came from this was, this person was like hungry to learn more about me, to what we were doing. And I said, look, I'll be completely honest with you. I used up my hour, but if you're free later this afternoon, I have a tiny little open space where you and I could chat again, and I'd love to tell you more. And that person was like really excited to continue talking. And to this day, I'm still doing business with this person. That person is a dear friend of mine. And just the other day, we called and chatted and had a great conversation. But things like that have led to some of the best relationships in my life. So what do I do when I regret all of my networking decisions as a youngling? Well, I have been going back through these cards, and I've been contacting everybody. Okay, some of you on this listening in today, hey Jordan, how's it going? Some of you people today have been getting those phone calls, and if you're in that bag, you're going to get a phone call here very, very soon, or you're going to get a text message from me, or an email, or some sort of message on LinkedIn, because I'm going to reach out to you and we're going to create value. That's what we're going to do. And if you're not open to it, then I'm going to burn your card, or I'm going to put it on a wall and I'm going to throw a dart at it, or I forget what the other options are. Oh, I'll definitely make a mansion out of it. Some people have these traditions around the holidays of building gingerbread houses. Well, my friend Matt and I, we have a tradition of making gingerbread mansions, and I think I'll make a business card mansion. That sounds really fun, but we'll see. We'll see what everyone votes on, because I think that's going to be super fun. Whatever the highest is, I'll do. But I really think the business card mansions will be the most fun. So anyways, let's wrap this up. Business card flicking, it's not the greatest way to go. Is it a great way to get your name out there and to remain a contact? I'll be honest, I don't think so. I think the best ways of networking are, one, just to pull out your phone and say, hey, you and me, let's exchange and start a conversation. Because yesterday in our webinar, I said, look at the top 10 text messages you have from people and answer these two questions. When was the last time you paid that person or used their services? And when's the last time they paid you and used your services? And then I also said, go into your calls and look at the last 10 people you called or called you, okay? And answer the same questions. Who in that group, when's the last time that they paid you or used your services? And when's the last time you paid them and used their services? And the reason why is because your network should be your net worth. Your network should be the people around you that build the most incredible relationship for you, that create your world. Because I can honestly tell you guys that just within arm's reach, the people you know and the people you're closest to can lead you back up to, well, let's go to Facebook here, the 5 degrees of separation. I am 5 degrees away from being personally connected with the President of the United States. I am 5 degrees away from being personally connected to Elon Musk, and actually the spoiler alert, I'm 2 degrees away from that. So, but most people are 5 degrees away from somebody of insane wealth or of incredible value, and all of that is super important. So one of the things I wanted to encourage everyone in this short amount of time that I have is to build valuable relationships. Bring out your phone, chat with them. You can use cards, but I'll be completely honest. If you really want to make an impression, pull out that phone, make an exchange, start a conversation, connect with them, and connect them with somebody within 24 hours. Also, the best way to leave an impression, to leave something on their shelf that's going to sit there, whether they look at it, read it or not, is a book. If you can write a book, you can leave a lasting impression. That is one of the best card flicking materials that you can provide someone. Not a pamphlet, not necessarily an ebook, because that just gets lost in all the clutter of our folders of our desktops or our laptops, okay, or in our emails. But the most impressive is a book. I'd like to take the last few minutes here and just say hey to everybody. Josh, good to see you. Jordan, Molly, Zara, Jan, Manny, Jordan, Allison, so glad you're all here. Hope this advice was helpful. Don't end up collecting these. Or you know what? If you do have these, okay, if this is somewhere in your house, because I found these in my cabinets, okay, I found these. I've been holding on to these for some old reason. First of all, I'm coming for you. I'm going to come network with you, and we're going to find some way to make value. The second thing is, I don't know, figure out something to do with these. Have a little fun with them, or if you have no use of using them, send them over to me. I'm going to make the biggest business card mansion you'll ever see. I don't know. Actually, I can't. I don't know if I can commit to that. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much. I hope this was valuable. I love doing this in the mornings. This has been extremely fun. I'm going to do this more often because I enjoy the conversation and I love the value and I love sharing this with you. I would ask that you tell everyone that I'll be on every morning. And I would also ask that you interact with me a little bit more. Today I created a survey or a questionnaire. Just go ahead and answer that and let me know what the results are. But in the future, like yesterday, we had a great conversation about goal setting. And go ahead and look at my Facebook before, to look back on that and see if that was valuable as well. Okay, everyone, it's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for all of your love, kind, and support. And let's see what you asked me to do, because, man, I am super excited to create what I will create with these business cards. Thanks.